Don't be envious. Don't be jealous. She's my elder sister. She's my older sister. There are many confusing words in English that students often use incorrectly. Let's fix that. Today you'll learn how to use these 21 confusing but very common English adjectives. Welcome back to JForrest English. Of course, I'm Jennifer. Now let's get started. Let's review these confusing adjective pairs as a quiz. Here's the first pair. Envious and jealous. Which one do you need? Sarah was of her coworker's promotion and that she'd be spending more time with their boss than her. The first one you need, Sarah was envious of the promotion and jealous of the coworker spending time with the boss. Now, these are commonly confused because they both relate to negative emotions about what other people have. The coworker has the promotion, has the time with the boss, but they differ in the focus. So envious is wanting something, the promotion, that someone else has. The coworker has the promotion. Jealous is the fear of losing something you already have, often in relationships. Sarah has a relationship with her boss, but she's jealous of her coworker because she fears that as the coworker spends more time with the boss, she'll lose that relationship.
I'm so jealous.
So you can say Anna was envious of her friend's luxurious vacation, something Anna doesn't have. Or you can say he couldn't help but feel envious. Notice you can use the verb feel. You can feel these emotions. Feel envious when he saw his colleague's new laptop. Again, he doesn't have this item. Now, using jealous, she became jealous when she saw her boyfriend talking to his ex. Now, notice you can become jealous, which means to transition from not jealous to jealous. Or you can say, I know it's silly, but I'm jealous, to be jealous. I'm jealous that you have a new friend because I'm afraid that our relationship will suffer. Now, let's do one more quiz. Mark felt of his brother's new car and of all the time he spends repairing it with their father. So this should be easy because you know the first one is envious of something, of the new car, and jealous about a relationship, the time the brother spends repairing it. Don't worry about taking these notes. I summarize everything in a free lesson PDF. You can find the link in the description. Now let's review childish and childlike. Here's the quiz. Emma has a sense of wonder, but can act when she doesn't get her way. Well, one of them sounds positive, childlike sense of wonder, and one of them sounds negative, childish when she doesn't get her way. Now, these are confused because both relate to behaving like a child, but different in their connotation. Like I said, positive for childlike, it suggests innocence, enthusiasm, wonder, but childish is negative. It suggests other qualities that children have: immaturity, bad behavior. So you can say she approaches speaking in English with a childlike enthusiasm. That's a positive thing to have. Would that describe you as well? If it does, put that's me, put that's me in the comments. Or you can say he looked at the stars with childlike amazement. Throwing a tantrum because the flight is delayed is childish. Or his childish refusal, so this is an adjective, it describes his refusal as childish. His childish refusal to apologize made things worse.
It's childish.
Very childish, Mal, very childish.
Let's try another quiz. The artist's work had a simplicity, but his refusal to accept criticism was rather, well, which one's positive or negative? The first one sounds positive, a childlike simplicity, But the second one sounds negative, so it's childish. The next pair, anxious and eager. Olivia was to start her new job, but felt about making a good first impression. She was eager to start her job, anxious about the impression. Now both describe anticipation, thinking about something, expecting something in the future, but with different connotations, so feelings. Eager is positive. It means excited, enthusiastic. Anxious is of course negative. It means worried, nervous. She was eager, so here our verb to be in the past simple. She was eager to share her good news. Or he feels eager. You can use to feel. He feels eager to begin his new adventure. But he was anxious about the client's feedback. Ooh, that negative feeling. Or she felt anxious before giving her speech. I'm sure you can relate to that. Another quiz. The team was to launch the product, but the investors were about potential risks. The first one sounds positive, so eager. The second one with the risks, that sounds negative, so anxious. Now let's talk about elder and older. My brother bought an house. This is easy, right? My elder brother bought an older house. Now, both relate to age, but they are used differently. Elder is mainly used for people, brother, sister, specifically when comparing family members, and it means born before another.
I am the elder brother.
Now, older is more general. It can describe people, so you can absolutely say my older brother, but it can also describe objects like a house or concepts, philosophical concepts. Now, here's what I want you to know. Native speakers, including me, prefer older when referring to family members. I would not say my elder brother. That does not sound natural to me as a native speaker. It sounds more formal and, to be honest, outdated. But it is grammatically correct. So grammatically, you can say his elder sister always gives him advice, but just know a native speaker will say his older sister always gives him advice. Now, natives do use the word elders in this context. You should respect your elders. In this context, elders represents older people. I instantly think of grandparents or senior citizens. So they're older people with life experience and wisdom, elders. Now, of course, older is more general. So you can say this is the older section of the library. My dog is older than my cat. So let's try the quiz again. She is of the two sisters, but her husband is much than her. So the first one is elder because it compares age within a family, but her husband is much older than her. And again, I would personally say older in both. Now let's talk about effective and efficient. Even native speakers confuse these. The new marketing strategy was very at increasing sales, but it wasn't very because it took too much time and money. Now, the second I see time and money, I know it's efficient, and a result, increasing sales, that tells me the first one is effective.
So we can be efficient and effective cogs.
I always considered your father a very effective and efficient man.
Both relate to results, but they focus on different aspects. Effective means something achieves its intended result. Efficient means something achieves a result with minimal waste of time or resources. Now, they are often used together. I'm looking for an efficient and effective way to become fluent. I'm sure you are. You can say this new study method is very effective. It produces the desired result. You can say this study method is very efficient. It doesn't waste time, it doesn't waste money or any other resources. Let's try another quiz. This medicine is at treating headaches, but a more solution would be to find the root cause. Well, the first one talks about achieving a result, so effective, and then the second one is talking about using resources, so efficient. Now let's talk about respectable versus respectful. Here's the quiz. The professor's students are in his class because he's the students are respectful because he's respectable. So both relate to the concept of respect, but they describe things differently. Respectable describes someone or something worthy of respect. The professor deserves respect.
That's respectable.
Respectful describes someone who shows respect to others. So you can say he became a respectable manager through hard work.
You are very focused. I respect that.
Or you can say becoming fluent in a second language is quite respectable, worthy of respect. Now, respectful is giving. So the students were respectful during the guest lecture. Or you can use this in the imperative. Please be respectful of all the different cultures and customs in this group. Now let's try another quiz. Despite working in a male-dominated industry, her colleagues are always towards her and treat her like a engineer. Well, her colleagues show respect. So they're respectful because she deserves respect because she's a respectable engineer. Let's talk about lonely and alone. Even though he was in the house, he didn't feel because he was busy reading. He was alone in the house. He didn't feel lonely. So they both relate to being by yourself, but again, they have different meanings. Lonely means feeling sad and is due to a lack of social connection. So it sounds negative. Alone just means physically by yourself. It's not positive or negative, it's neutral. You can say he felt lonely. Again, this is an adjective that you feel the emotion. He felt lonely after moving to a new city.
I am lonely.
Even though she has a big family, she sometimes feels lonely. Now you can say, I prefer to study alone. So how do you study? Alone, without anyone else. Or I usually eat lunch alone in the garden, by myself, without anyone. Let's try another quiz. Although she likes spending time, working remotely can get... She likes spending time alone by herself, but working remotely can get lonely. So notice here, to get lonely talks about that transition from not lonely to lonely. Now let's talk about incredible and incredulous. Do you know this adjective? It's an advanced one, incredulous. She had an opportunity to receive a free scholarship abroad, but her parents were, when she told them about it. She had an incredible opportunity, but her parents were incredulous. So both relate to believability, but they differ in meaning. Incredible means amazing or unbelievable in a positive way, but incredulous, it describes someone who is skeptical, doubtful, or disbelieving. So the parents were skeptical about this incredible opportunity. So of course with incredible, you can say the view from the top of the mountain was incredible.
Incredible view.
Or he told an incredible story about his travels. Now with incredulous, she gave him an incredulous look when he claimed he learned English in 1 month. So a skeptical look, like, I don't believe you. Or my boss was incredulous when I said that my dog ate the proposal. So my boss did not believe my excuse. Now let's try a quiz now that you understand what incredulous means. At first, I was of the discount, but it was an deal in the end. So at first, I was skeptical, doubtful. I didn't believe it. I was incredulous, but it was an incredible deal. Let's talk about famous and infamous. Here's the quiz. The director is for his blockbuster films, but his former partner became after a scandal on set. Ooh. The director is famous, but the partner, scandal, that tells you you need infamous. So both relate to being widely known, but again with different connotations. Famous, it sounds positive, or at least a neutral reputation of being well known, but infamous, there's a negative reputation. You're well known for something negative, like a wrongdoing or a scandal. Notice that pronunciation because it's infamous. The syllable stress is on the in, so it's not infamous. No, that's not how you say it. Infamous, infamous. So let's see these two together, positive and negative. The city is famous for its historic architecture, but infamous for its high crime rate. Or the author became famous after publishing a best-selling novel about an infamous politician.
Infamous, really.
Now, here's your quiz question. Martha Stewart, once celebrated as a homemaker, later became for her involvement in insider trading. Well, if you know that insider trading is a crime, then you know that she became infamous for insider trading, although she has always been a famous homemaker. Now let's talk about complementary and complementary. Notice that different spelling. The hotel offered us a meal, and the wine paired with dinner was truly. So the first one, is it spelled with a middle I or a middle E? It's a middle I, a complimentary meal. And the wine paired with dinner was complimentary. Now notice the pronunciation is the same. Spelling is similar but different, and the meanings are different. So let's repeat the pronunciation. Complementary. Complementary. Now, complimentary with an I means free of charge, $0, or it can also mean giving praise, giving compliments. But complimentary with the middle E means two things go well together. So if you're at a hotel, you might ask, is this water complimentary? Which means, is this water free? Or you can say she was very complimentary about his proposal. She gave him a lot of praise, a lot of compliments. Now you can say she's more data-driven and he's more creative. Their skills are complementary, so they go well together. Or how about this one? Apple pie and ice cream are highly complementary. They go together. Here's the quiz. I'm not just being. Your skills are truly. Well, your skills, they go well together. So the second one, you want the middle E, complementary. And I'm not just saying this to be nice, to give you praise. I'm not just complimentary, the middle I. How about this pair? Continual, continuous. Here's the quiz. The baby's crying was exhausting, and the noise from traffic made it even more difficult to sleep. What do you need? Well, this is a trick question because grammatically and logically, both of them would work in both situations. Now, both adjectives refer to repetition, but they differ in frequency. So continual means happening repeatedly, but there's breaks between. So the baby cries for 20 minutes, and then doesn't cry for an hour, cries for an hour, then doesn't cry again. Continuous means the whole time. The baby cried for 3 hours without stopping. So you can say grammatically and logically, the dog's continual or continuous barking annoyed the neighbors. Now, if you say the rain was continual for 3 days, it means some periods of rain, break, other periods, break, so on and off. But if you say the rain was continuous for 3 days, is another way of saying non-stop. So let's try this quiz question where I designed it so only one choice fits logically. Let's see if you can identify it. The flow of the waterfall made it easy to catch fish, but the changes in the water level made it difficult to predict the best fishing spots. What do you think? Well, to me, a waterfall is generally non-stop. So I think continuous sounds more logical, but it could also be the other one, to be honest. And then the water level, it probably doesn't non-stop go up and down. It goes up for a period of time, and then it changes for a period of time. So I think logically, continual changes makes more sense. But again, it is absolutely possible that it's the reverse. Our final pair, fun versus funny. You may think you know this, but I hear mistakes with this one all the time. The party was so, especially because of Jake's stories. The party was so fun because of Jake's funny stories. Both describe positive experiences, but they focus on different aspects. Fun is, of course, enjoyable. Funny makes you laugh. So if you said to me, Jennifer, the piano concert was so fun, I would say that's great. But if you said, Jennifer, the piano concert was so funny, I'd say, oh really? Why? Why did the piano concert make you laugh? Now, let's try another quiz. Here you go. We had a weekend because we saw a really movie. Easy, right? We had a fun weekend because we saw a funny movie. Now you can use these 21 confusing adjectives correctly. Do you want me to keep teaching you confusing word pairs? If you do, put let's go, put let's go in the comments. And of course, make sure you like this lesson, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. And here's another lesson I know you'll love. Watch it now.